there's the option. And we should be about live.
And we are live.
Ooh, nice radio voice. There you are.
This is Saturday Night Live. Coming from your favorite places.
We're going live.
Yeah, you guys are very good at radio voices. Maybe you should be the main host instead of me.
Friends.
Hi, Captain. Yes, you also have a very good radio voice.
Thank you.
I'm so jealous.
He kind of sounds like I don't know the name of the actor, but have you ever seen Star Wars: The Clone Wars with the guy giving in the narration, like "It is time of civil war in the galactic outer rim"?
Yeah, Tom Kane.
Yes, you kind of sound like him when he does that kind of voice.
That's I'm actually going to take that as a compliment because that voice is epic.
Yeah. Because
Shame we'll never hear it again, but
There you go. You're Bob Kane, the creator of Batman.
Tom Kane, voice of Professor Utonium.
Or Batman.
Close enough. Yeah, sorry, folks. It's going to be a very light, fillery live stream yet again. I'm kind of lazy because we're working, of course, on a proper Sonic movie Dissected, and it's going to take a little while because we have a couple guests along yet again.
I heard it's going to be a big project this time, yeah.
Yep, so it's taking a lot of my energy again. So keeping it live. But yeah, we're next, we're always live, but keeping it light this time again. It's almost Easter, so more relaxation time. Gonna talk a bit about
Easter.
What did I say?
No, just screaming Happy Easter.
Oh, right, I said.
Happy Spinning Jesus Day.
Exactly. Yes.
Uh,
I drew him again. Poor Spinning Jesus. Haven't used him very often anymore.
it's been it's been a long time.
Yeah, last time was a Zelda video I re-uploaded recently. Yeah, well, he wasn't supposed to be a recurring character. It was just a one-time joke. He must be spinning in his grave. And
he dies so you can have chocolate.
Yeah, I can't remember the first time I saw that spinning Jesus joke. I remember there was one IMP episode where Santa was ranting like, "Oh, Christmas, people care about that Jesus guy more," and then you see him spinning in the background.
Yeah, I remember the joke because I was in the episode that started it because I was the teacher that was reprimanding Hentai Boy before drawing lewd artwork, and I was saying, Jesus will be spinning in his grave for this.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Ooh, deep Luke lore here.
I have a good memory.
Yeah, very good. Better than me, sadly enough. But yeah, so today we're going to talk a little bit about the movie, I suppose, because I'm sure most people want to hear our opinions. But yeah, keeping the most deeper and spoilery thought for the Dissected, I suppose. Yeah, a bunch of Easter-related things. Melting Man prepared another manga chapter for us. And he wanted to talk about rabbits in Sonic series. I don't know if I can contribute much to that, but okay, we'll try. See what happens.
Well, that section is just going to be me just gushing over Cream the Rabbit and her cuteness.
Because you didn't do it enough with the My Little Ponies last time.
You cannot deny the cuteness!
We have a double dose of cuteness. Having Tills in the movie as well being cute. That's quite a lot of cuteness here. Alrighty, so I guess we'll just start briefly with the movie, I suppose. Anyone wants to give their quick review opinion about it? I guess I'll start. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot better than the first movie, just like most people. The first movie was more a kid's movie with a couple Sonic elements in it, and this was really a Sonic movie with a couple kid movie elements in it. Yeah, I almost told Alex this is pretty much Sonic Avenger Light. The only thing missing is big epic music. Because that's always the problem with Hollywood movies. They never have like big, rousing music anymore, unfortunately. But not that the music was that bad. I kind of like the Uptown Funk cameo. But yeah, I had a good time. Dr. Robotnik, Jim Carrey's way better. In the first movie, he felt kind of random at times. This time, he's much more like petty and angry at Sonic. So I feel his comedic energy is much more focused. Yeah, I absolutely love what they do with the humans with gun. Like, I know it's a very contentious element, and a lot of people hate it, and some people love it. But I love it. It's like gun straight out of the video games, and not Sonic X. They're completely insane again, which always makes me very, very happy. Yeah, so good movie, good energy. Had a good time. I watched it twice, didn't regret it. We'll probably watch it a couple more times.
Yeah, I'm planning to see it again soon. Yeah.
There you go. So that's my quick review, I suppose. Luke, what's your thoughts on Sonic 2?
Yeah, I rather enjoyed it. Much better than the first one. It feels like this is how the Sonic movie we should have gotten 2 years ago, as it felt more like a proper Sonic movie. And also, it's very much how a video game movie should be done, as it has a lot of effort and heart put into it to make it feel like how to portray these characters on the big screen. And also, it's amazing that we even got a second Sonic movie at all, because the first Sonic movie was this close to bombing if they stuck with the horrible, ugly Sonic design. And and also, I think one of the problems I have is like it's basically two movies going on, because one movie you got the movie with Sonic and Friends, and you got another movie with like a rom-com set at a wedding with Tom and Maddie, and like another movie with like this bride going gung-ho revenge on everything. But it did not say it's welcome, and it knows who the main protagonists are. But I mean, after Rachel does her thing, it's just pure Sonic, really. And I just love the references. And I felt that that Tails and Knuckles are pretty done well. I kind of wish that they'd done more with Tails. I mean, it's great we hear Colleen reprising her role as Tails. I felt like she was kind of doing a bit kind of a character gives a lot of exposition dumps, and I was kind of to have him have a bit more banter between Sonic and Tails, like Sonic and Tom. But I like how they made Tails like Tony Stark with all these different gadgets in his bag, including like a deadly ray gun, and and I like how they brought back 90s Knuckles as a vengeful warrior from space who's trying to destroy Knuckles for honor. I mean, it kind of reminds me of characters like Zuko from the Avatar: The Last Airbender. It has a little bit of Commander Worf and Drax as this noble, honorable warrior who's not familiar with how to act like a normal person, how to try to understand Earth stuff and try. But when he done his redemption thing, he's a really awesome character. Also great, Jim Carrey did another great job as Robotnik. I've noticed he's not as much as a dickhead as he was in the first one, but he still acts like a proper video movie supervillain. He kind of drops all these weird references, but yeah, I mean, there were some bits where he actually acted like Dr. Robotnik in the games. What else? Even though he said that Jim Carrey is retiring, I'm hoping he'll stick with the role as Eggman, because he seems to have fallen in love with the role. And that's about it.
Sure. Captain, your thoughts?
This is a fantastic movie. It is easily the best video game movie ever made. So, not to say it's not without its problems, though, because Knuckles' portrayal is kind of concerning. He's not explicitly stupid in this movie. A lot of his, like, dumber moments are simply because of him not knowing things or understanding how things work. But there are a few times where he's just, like, portrayed as dumb for a joke. But overall, I think this is I think he could be improved a lot, because he is like this ignorant, like naive child character essentially, though he definitely doesn't sound like one. It's kind of fun to see him like being like fun-loving towards the end of the movie and like friendly. It's nice. I can accept this portrayal of him way better than like Boom.
Oh yes.
And also he just looks fantastic, and yeah, he's definitely got a very strong presence in the movie. He's very intimidating, and he's also like in spite of me saying like he's being portrayed as dumb, but like when he's like actually trying to do something, he's incredibly competent and capable. So yeah, he's not being a joke like he has been in the games for the past couple decades.
Yeah, he has more of a reason. It's like, yeah, just not used to the world and, trying to do his best, unlike, Sonic Boom, where he's just being stupid just for the sake of being stupid.
Yeah, I mean, compared to Boom Knuckles, I mean, he's dumb, but he's not like a stupid dumbass.
Right.
They usually go out of their way to give some sort of reason why he acts the way he does. I mean, to give one example, when he fights the hologram Sonic, they actually take the trouble to show Robotnik having like a play fight with the hologram beforehand, so giving Knuckles the idea that's actually a thing he needs to do, instead of just immediately going for him not understanding technology. So like they go out of the way to kind of set up jokes properly.
Yeah, that's a fun scene.
But yeah, Captain, you were done?
Yes. I don't want to go too far into spoilery territory.
Shame, huh? You just have to wait for a bit longer. Okay, Melting Man, your turn.
Alright, it's my turn. So, I definitely was a lot more positive going into this film than I was with the first film. Because, like, back in the first film, I was kind of at a boiling point with, dealing with the meta era and all the stuff happening. So, I went and saw the sequel, and it's just... I miss that energy, just going to a movie theater, seeing it on the big screen. It's been over 2 flipping years since I went to one, because, the pandemic shut down everything, but I don't know, it was just great going back there, and I almost got a little bit teary-eyed from one of the previews that was playing before the film. It was just like an advertisement for the theater, but I don't know, it just hit me right in the feels. But anyway, for the movie itself, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a huge improvement over the first film, where the first film was very, like, cliched with certain story bits and whatnot, which I won't go into right now because I am planning to review at least both the films in a separate video. So, yes, I will be dropping the whole running gag to the whole deal of me keeping my thoughts vague on the first film. So, yeah, so the second film, we get a lot more characters. We get Tails doing his stuff. We get Knuckles, which was pretty cool to see, especially with how they look and acted. And nice surprise they were able to get Colleen back. And the way she's written is definitely, more cuter Tails. So it's definitely a hell of a lot better than how she handled the character in Sonic Lost World. And then, yeah, Knuckles, that was a thing. Oh, was that?
Quick correction, Colleen O'Shaughnessy was not in Sonic Lost World. That was still Kate Higgins.
Oh, alright. I'm sorry, my bad. Right, so Knuckles, that was an interesting choice they got. I can't remember the guy's name right now. Yeah, that guy. All I knew about him was just, he was the police chief from Zootopia. And then I hear him in the trailer like, that's actually nice. A nice, more intimidating Knuckles. And as Captain already pointed out, like, yeah, he's not the brightest bunch, but there's, like, more of a reason. He's like an honored warrior, and he tries to do his best to, work with his surroundings. And, yeah, the scene we pointed out with the hologram, as well as the ending. I love the ending with Knuckles, but I won't spoil it. It's just, I just want to
Yeah, that made me crack up laughing.
Yeah. And then, yep, Jim Carrey still being Jim Carrey. He's definitely having a lot more fun here. The one thing I was surprised to see was some characters from the first film being more utilized more in the sequel. Like, like Agent Stone, the Robotnik's lackey, who was, like, in the first film and then just disappeared halfway through. So here he gets a lot more screen time with, assisting with Robotnik and being a lot more involved. And especially Wade, I keep forgetting he was a character in the first film because he really didn't do anything. So in this film, like, yeah, he still doesn't do much, but he definitely has, like, a scene with Agent Stone. So at least that was a big highlight. It's like, hey, you actually did something with this guy. And then, yeah, Tom and Maddie, yeah, it's still the same. Yeah, the weddings, I didn't mind it too much. It was, there was, like, one cliche that I think the captain talked about in the comments about a certain cliche that he didn't like of that whole scene. And then Gun showing up, like, I was really surprised. Like, yeah, Gun, they're finally doing something with it. And it's pretty over the top, but hey, considering the fact that organization's been pretty much wiped from existence from Sega since they like to pretend it doesn't exist, it just felt like a breath of fresh air. It's like, yeah, Gun, they're doing stuff, yeah. And that's what I liked with this film. Like, yeah, there's a lot of references. At least, they have references and they actually do something with them. Like, oh, Gun doing crazy stuff. Oh, Tails and this and that. It's definitely a huge step up from Sonic Force's piss poor attempt with doing references.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Just one more thing. So, if anyone's wondering, yes, there is a mid-credits scene, but I'm not going to say what it is. We'll save our thoughts for the proper dissect thing and much later. Yeah, good stuff.
Definitely. I think there's two things I wanted to mention. First of all, I kind of find it funny that Tails gets absolutely no context in this movie. It just kind of teleports in and that's that, and just they hit the ground running. I guess the writers were kind of didn't know what to do after the teaser of the first movie. It's like, oh, we have to follow that up, like where Tails is going to warn Sonic from a danger, but how does he know Sonic? How does he know about the danger? Like, I don't know. I guess that kind of imply he has some sort of intergalactic internet and he's following Sonic on that. I'm really curious how that works. It kind of implies he's a bit of a creeper, which is kind of funny because I made the exact same joke about Sonic in the first movie, so I guess it's a karma. Well, Sonic was spying on everyone.
You had Tails spying on Sonic, who's been spying on Tom.
Exactly. Ooh, double spying.
Yeah, Spyception.
Yep. Well, they even make a joke that he's watching him in the shower, or in the bath. So
on the toilet.
Yeah, it's like Sonic spying on Tom while Tails is spying on Sonic, while Chris Thorndike is spying on Tails.
Make it out like a
Mr. Stewart is spying on Chris.
Make it a whole mirrors kind of thing with endless people watching each other.
Yeah.
Can't imagine of that meme where there's people sitting on their chair, there's one pointing a gun at each other behind their heads.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the one guy in the balcony.
That's great. Anyway, one final thing I wanted to say about the movie. It's how do I put it? It's kind of interesting to see this. This feels really like the first step in a new direction. Like, we've been so long in this kind of energy and Sonic material where, like, all the laughs and energy came at the expense of Sonic, like Sonic Boom, where it's more making fun of itself and self-deprecating. And of course, we already started to leave that era a little bit, but this is the first like big piece of media that's really celebrating Sonic. And that's one of the most interesting things I found about this movie. It's really celebrating itself. Like, Robotnik is fully petty and fully crazy and has big robots, and Sonic is 100% Sonic, doing superhero stuff. Knuckles, everyone is nice, like, energetically celebrated what they are. And it's such a satisfying feeling after everyone has been kind of, like, diminished or basically fighting against their nature for so long. And the fact that a movie is so successful doing it gives it like an extra nice little punch to it. Say, like, see, this is what we were talking about. We wanted Sonic to be Sonic. We want Robotnik to be Robotnik. We want the series to celebrate itself. And you do it, and you have the most successful video game movie of all time immediately. So I hope this really puts the nails in this whole self-deprecating, self-destruction era we've had so far. It's like, here you go. Here's Sonic succeeding on his own merits.
Now we have to see how Nintendo will handle their Mario movie and whether Genesis does what Nintendo when making movies.
I'm very curious how a Mario movie is going to work out, especially since the video games never really lend itself well to a good narrative. Unless I got
if you played like the RPG games, like the Mario RPG, Paper Mario, or the Mario and Luigi games. Which
fair enough, but even those are still kind of like, oh, there's star shards you have to find. And Mario never talks in them, so now actually having a fully speaking Mario is going to be weird. I mean, I guess
he won't beat Captain Lou, though.
Yeah, I guess we had it before, but this is the first time since Mario Martinet took over that we have a fully voiced Mario. Because this, unless they're going back to the Broccoli Mario, like you said from the old show.
Yeah, well, like even before like Martinet and Captain Lou Albano, we also had the Mario anime film that was Mario and Luigi both talked, but that was like way in the early days of video game filming.
Very weird, yeah.
But at least that knows how to do a Mario movie as opposed to how they tried to do it in '93, where it's all like post-apocalyptic and stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of sad how the anime film is a lot more faithful to the Mario games than the live-action one.
That's usually, I mean, video games are closer to animation in terms of style and atmosphere than live-action movies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, at least the movie was creative, so I don't want to bash it too much. Unlike most people, I don't really have much of a problem with video game movies. I love Mortal Kombat, the first movie. That was a great movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we're done with the movie so far. Unless we want to talk about anything more. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess my theory that Agent Stone is a figment of Robotnik's imagination is now fully debunked.
Alas.
I'm also surprised that, unlike other lackeys to Robotnik, Stone is actually 100% loyal to Robotnik without any thoughts of betrayal.
Yeah, that is
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, like
even after Robotnik betrays him.
Yeah, because like the only time I've ever seen a lackey being very faithful to Robotnik was Thunderbolt the Chinchilla from Archie Sonic.
And Scratching Grounder also very loyal to him.
Ah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even if they're very competent at it, but
Sleet and Dingo. They also did the same in Sonic Underground.
But yeah, it's extremely rare and it's very satisfying. Yeah, I like Stone. Yeah, Captain, go ahead.
Sleet and Dingo weren't exactly loyal; they were just terrified of Robotnik.
That's how they should be. In shock or in awe, that's the only people Robotnik wants to hire. I always hated the old Orbot Cuba where they constantly mouthing him off. Like I don't see Robotnik keeping them around. Oh, well.
I can see them appearing in like a future movie made out of like the same kind of material he makes his drones.
Oh, I can totally see Orbit the Cubot making an appearance in the movie. I just hope they change the personalities a little bit. More how they were Sonic Unleashed.
Yeah, they can help Stone with the coffee making.
The only thing they're good at. They're just
yeah. But yeah, the one thing I just realized, like the whole like in the Sonic movie Dissected episode you guys did, and Luke kind of did this whole bit of like maybe the Sonic films will be like the Thor films, and so far it seems like he's running the ball. They kind of seem a bit similar in some ways, at least the first two.
That's true, yeah. Except this one is way better received than the second Thor movie was. But yeah, if we're still on a roll, and the next one is going to be very Ragnarok-ish, that's going to be interesting.
So the possibility they might go to these other worlds, like we might see Tails' village.
Oh,
yeah,
I hope
that would
so.
be cool.
Yeah, I sure hope we explore Tails a little bit more, because like I said before, he just kind of feels dropped in, like the writers didn't know what to do with him. Like, I guess.
Yeah, or like where Sonic actually came from. Like, how did Longclaw find him?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a hunch we're going back to the history a little bit the next movie, but yeah, we'll save it for spoiler conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and recently, poor YouTuber Arlo got a lot of trouble for having a negative opinion. Anyone wants to say anything about that?
Yeah, poor Arlo. Yeah, he did like this hour-long review, a spoiler review of the film, and then just recently he posted a video trying to address the drama over all the hate and whatnot, and poor guy getting attacked by pretty much a lot of veteran like Sonic fans or just random trolls on the internet. Like, I know there's in his review he talks about like, Sonic and humans, blah blah blah. Like, it doesn't work. So I already kind of knew that people would immediately lecture him on the whole deal with Sonic and humans, whether it worked or not.
I'm surprised our side got so much energy now. But yeah, I feel sorry for Arlo, so folks don't attack him. Everyone's welcome to.
Yeah, I didn't watch his review, but I did watch his new video. And it seems like, in a lot of cases, it was a case of him not, like, saying what he means to say in a way that conveys what he meant to say. Like, he'll say something, and people interpreted it in a way that he didn't mean.
Yeah, that happened.
But he also does mention that there are some things he does regret saying.
Yeah, I know how that's like, which is pretty much why I deleted my Sonic retrospective video, because it's just how clunky that thing was put together.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. If you have like a contradicting opinion, and people already kind of up at guards at you, so they're going to take everything you say in the worst possible way. I know all about that. But yeah, I mean, I listened to his video. I kind of agree with his point. I mean, it's not like I fully agree with him, but I kind of see where he's coming from. Just to me, his problems aren't as an issue to me, or I just find it funny. But yeah, that's the problem with unscripted videos. Like, you complain and have like this very angry, bitter tone, and then then it comes across way worse than you're trying to intend it to be, I guess. So
Yep.
so that's the big lesson we all need to learn. If you're gonna have a video against the popular opinion, and you better have it scripted and very well written. And don't just go on rants. Because,
Have you heard the recent kerfuffle involving Mr. Enter?
no, I don't know anything about.
I haven't heard that, but I know he's had some drama here and there, especially with his own.
Something
project.
involved something about the Turning Red movie, where apparently, as it's set in 2002, it didn't address a certain event happening.
Oh, jeez.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Which is like, so he's upset that because the movie takes place in 2002, the characters aren't constantly paranoid that there's going to be another 9/11.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
It's such a weird thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
Complain
freaking
about in a kids movie.
Yeah,
It's kind of like if in the second Sonic movie, all the characters aren't talking about the Russia-Ukraine war.
Exactly.
Yeah, in fact, that was that thing. Like, I saw this reviewer that compared the Sonic movie to be like this, exaggerated or like big propaganda on the whole war. Like, just because of the colors of Sonic, Tails,
And
and
it was
Knuckles.
filmed last year. That would be impressive if the writers already knew this was coming.
Yeah, but yeah, the whole turning red thing, like being paranoid about 9/11, like, dude, like, this is a freaking cartoon where this girl turns into a red panda. Like, it doesn't have to be super realistic.
That's kind of ironic you saying that, because we take our Sonic very seriously. So,
How
statement
dare
can be
Winnie the
used
Pooh
against
not
me.
talk about the assassination of Franz Ferdinand?
That's true. Not to mention, I recently also make a joke kind of like that with my Largo Winch video recently, because that also took place in 2002. But
Why do I have a feeling this live stream is going to be taken down by YouTube?
well, let's go to more nicer things then. Shall we go to the mangas, or do you want to talk about rabbits first?
Bunnies!
Bunnies, yeah, we're going to talk about rabbits.
Bunny!
I have no idea what to do, so I guess I'm putting Melting Man in charge now, because I don't know what the hell I want to say.
Yeah, I'm kind of more familiar with some of the rabbit characters. But yeah, since Easter's coming out, it's like, let's try and do some Easter things. So this was one of the ideas. So we just talk about our thoughts on some of the more well-known rabbit characters that have appeared in official Sonic media. So, got Cream the Rabbit, Vanilla the Rabbit, Bunny Rabbot, and, Johnny Lightfoot. Can't forget about him from the Fleetway Sonic comics.
And my favorite, Rabbit Girl from Sonic Boom.
And my favorite, Thorn the Lope from Archie Sonic.
Sure. Sorry, Captain, you want to say something? Oh, never mind. I thought I interrupted someone. But yeah, Melting Man, go ahead.
Cream the Rabbit and all I think my first introduction to her was Sonic Heroes, which is fitting because Sonic Heroes was my first Sonic game, so that was a big introduction to everything. But yeah, I thought she was fine, and then I think getting into Sonic X, I thought she was cute, and the funny thing is, like, this was back during my teenage years, so like, I like Cream, she's cute and whatnot. I just kept that to myself, because, like, being a teenager liking cute things, like, that's embarrassing. And eventually I did manage to become, like, more open about it. And that was mostly just thanks to getting into My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. That show pretty much helped me become a lot more, open and more accepting, just embrace, the fact you like cute stuff and whatnot. But yeah, I just like Cream. She's a very positive character. Yeah, I know some people find her annoying, but come on, like, she's a kid, so it wouldn't have that much, like, in-depth stuff or whatnot. But I suppose that's mostly because of the voice. I don't think there really is a Cream voice that a lot of people agree on, or so, or maybe it's just the Sonic X voice. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's the voice that most people have a problem with. But,
yeah. But yeah, I'm fine with Cream. It's like, compared to all, like, the other characters, like, Sonic's, action adventure exploring, and Tails is the nerdy kid, and Knuckles is the devoted guardian, and Shadow's the guy with the dark past. So of course we have to have, like, someone who's a more, like, the more positive and optimistic one. So of course, who better than Cream the Rabbit?
Yeah, I kind of like
Yeah,
we
that
have
was-
civilians as characters. That's very rare to see, because everyone is always like a super important character. Sorry, Captain, you want to say something?
Yeah, I also like Cream. She's very adorable. She's incredibly kind-hearted. Like even in the worst of times, it's a very like refreshing character because everything's so serious all the time, and then like here's Cream just being nice to people. Even Eggman, she's very kind to Eggman.
Yeah.
And of course, whenever I think of Cream, I do think of this cover that's on the screen right now of Cream riding Shadow's motorcycle.
Yeah, one of the covers from Treasure Team Tango, which is
Yep.
Treasure Team Tango, which I usually call it the Sonic version of It's a Mad, 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 Mad World.
I'll take your word for that because I've never seen that movie.
Well, like the movie is just everyone just going on this big crazy treasure hunt to find this lost treasure or whatnot, and it's kind of what the Treasure Team Tango is like. Everyone's just trying to hunt down the soul emeralds.
I did like Treasure Team Tango, especially Cream's part in it, where she's like this cute little thing that's just there in the battle, and like Omega is protecting her because she's so adorable.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, that was always a weird thing with Cream and Archie Sonic. Like, for the longest time, she was one of the characters that was considered off limits, next to like Eggman Nega or Black Doom and whatnot. And the reason behind it, of what I've heard about it, is mostly just some confusion. It was mostly tied to Sonic X because like they thought like, oh, she's more of a Sonic X character, despite the fact that she originally came from the game. So that was like a thing for a while. Sonic X was doing a thing. So I guess it just helped because like, yeah, she's more relevant in Sonic X. Well, in the game, she doesn't have like that many big major roles. I guess Sonic Heroes would be one, but not much. And of course, it doesn't help that nowadays she's gone completely MIA in the games, thanks to Sonic Forces and Team Sonic Racing and whatnot. But yeah, eventually they managed to get her into the comics along with her mother, and it was nice to see. She was she pretty much became more of a junior member of the Freedom Fighters, helping out, and especially in the new continuity where there's this hilarious scene. It's very brief, but like she's trying to help make coffee to help the Freedom Fighters deal with all the stress with the Shattered World thing, and the machine that Rotor built is like this really complicated thing, and she has no idea how to operate it. And then everyone died.
Yeah, I was going to interject saying, yeah, she's a pretty cute character. I think my earliest memory of her would be from seeing screenshots of her in Sonic Advance 2, and I remember playing Sonic Adventure DX. Like when you go to an area in Station Square, you can see her in the background flying away. But yeah, I mean, I quite like her. I mean, her voice can be a little bit on the squeaky side, but. Yeah, she does care about a lot of people, especially in the IDW comics when she points to all the infected Zombots and that they have feelings or rights or something. And
oh yeah, when she's trying to stop Jamuro from blowing everyone up, she's like, "No, these are like people. They just got turned into robots, but they're still people." That kind of thing.
And then when she lost her mum, she got incredibly traumatized and trying to move on.
Oh yeah, push on. Yeah, poor Cream, yes, traumatized and losing sleep, and yeah. I remember someone said that was like her acting out of character, but the reason behind that was, well, he never read the comics. He just looked at the panel like out of context and like, oh, she's all dark and broody. Like, no, there's a reason why she acts like that in that one.
I mean, this is how it happens in like zombie survival movies when you lose the people you love and it changes you.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
I can't really remember the last game she was in. I mean,
well, in terms of main games, it was Sonic Generations, and that was it. If you want to count spin-off games, then I'd suppose Sonic Forces Speed Battle. Yeah.
All right.
I think the last game
she was a very long time.
I think the last game she was playable in was Sonic Riders Zero Gravity.
Ouch.
Oh, jeez, that long.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it is sad.
Mobile phone games, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Poor Cream doesn't get much recognition anymore.
Yeah, at least she still has fans. Because I know I'm in a server where a little shout out to the artist Dr. Quack 64. I think maybe Captain Quack 64. But anyway, he has his own server where we do like talking stuff, and we're definitely like big into Cream the Rabbit. So he does a lot of fan art of the character, and we like, oh, it's so cute. And I even commissioned him a few times for stuff related to the character, like just Cream the Rabbit dressed up as a Disney Snow White, which I find is so super adorable.
Yeah, it's adorable.
Yeah, so cute. So, I'll go ahead.
No, I got nothing.
Okay, so we've already gushed about Cream. So, how about her mother, Vanilla? That's kind of interesting because it's very rare for Sonic characters in the games to actually have family members.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, it doesn't really help that poor Vanilla doesn't. I think, Vanilla has it worse than Cream because she only appeared in like 3 games, like Sonic Advance 2, 3, and Sonic Rush, and all of those were just glorified cameos and nothing else.
Yeah, speak of playable parts, poor Vanilla.
Yeah, I suppose that's why, that was probably the whole confusion with Archie Sonic. Like, oh yeah, she's more relevant in Sonic X, which we haven't gotten around to it yet. But I know, like much later in season 2, she shows up and kind of becomes a recurring character around that time. But yeah, I think she's nice. I know, like I can't remember. It's been a while since I've watched the English dub, but I know, like in some parts, Vanilla just kind of sounds like an old lady. I can't remember who voiced her. I think at one point she had 2 voices. Like her introduction was one gal, and then throughout the rest of the series it was someone else. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure someone in the live chat will
regarding Vanilla, I wonder if us has any theories on who she met. That could be the father. I mean, I don't know if it's like a midichlorian thing where Cream was just born, or that she was very good friends with the local plumber.
A midichlorian thing. I guess Cream is a Jedi. I guess that's why she doesn't show up in the games anymore.
Yeah, there is no father. It's kind of like Queen Alina from Sonic Underground, because they never brought up who Sonic's dad was. Like, just born.
Yeah, that is true.
Abracadabra, you're born. Maybe it's a stalk thing. I don't know.
Sonic's father is the Force.
Yeah, that's also midichlorians, right?
Yeah, well, there's only one time Sonic had a father in any Sonic media, and he was a robot. Well, trapped as a robot, but that's a whole other different thing. But yeah, old Vanilla. Go ahead.
People yelling at me in the comments. Cream was in Sonic Free Riders. I honestly forgot that. I've never played that game. I remember Vector was in Team Rose for some reason, and for some reason I thought he replaced Cream, because like Cream keeps getting replaced in racing games. Yeah. Like she was replaced by the Chow in Team Sonic Racing.
Yeah, because I thought she was in there, but no, it's just a trio of Chow, isn't it?
Yep.
In Team Sonic Racing, yeah, it's a bunch
Chow.
of...
It's a quattro of Chow.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Neutral Chow, Hero Chow, a Dark Chow, and Normal Chow.
I can imagine like Cream is planned to be a driver, but she gets carjacked. Like, get out of the car, we're driving it now.
Attacked by evil Chow, yeah. But yeah, I know some people were like, oh, well, she's not in Team Sonic Racing because she's too young to drive. Like, okay, well, then what the hell's Tails' excuse?
More technical minded.
Yeah. I forgot about Team Sonic Sonic Free Riders. Yeah, I haven't played that game either, mostly because I'm not really an Xbox guy. I think I tried watching the cutscenes on YouTube and I barely remember anything. So my main knowledge is just Sonic Free Riders in minutes, which, funny enough, that did predict the future, at the end where Cream's like, okay, I'll never ever appear in another Sonic game again, and what do you know? It's true. Sad but true.
Sonic Free Riders really the start of the meta era. Oh, that's the first time really the dialogue felt like a punch in the face. Still, I would love to play the racetracks at least once. I hope someone finally ports them, because there are a lot of Sonic Riders projects going on PC where they kind of imported the models from the original game and kind of make a new fan game out of it. I kind of hope they actually manage to import racetracks from Free Riders so we can finally actually experience them without the stupid Xbox controllers.
Yeah,
but, back to the rabbits, I guess.
One thing I want to bring up with Vanilla is I've always had this theory on the reason why we barely see her in the games is I don't know. I feel like it's just because Sega just really doesn't like the idea of Sonic characters having family members, because, that's the only thing that happened. And, like with Archie Sonic, they got away with the whole parenting thing for a long time. And then when the new canon came out, they pretty much established the whole mandate, like, no, these characters are not allowed to have family members. Brr, brr, brr. And, of course, that carried on to IDW, apparently.
Could be. I guess he suffered the same fate as Gunn did. Oh, no humans allowed, or Maria and all the other characters that kind of exist in the Schrödinger's cat dimension. We'll see if anything changes now.
Pretty much one of the reasons why recently I've been saying, like, Sonic should be less about the games and more about everything else, the comics and the movies, because they definitely do a better job with, treating the series with respect and embracing it than what the games we've had for the past 10 years.
Oh, I'm sure Sonic Frontiers will have plenty of characters. Sonic.
Yes, I like how
rocks.
Sonic has a big expanded universe. I mean, they're not setting the same kind of continuities, but it's great that it's telling these stories in different mediums.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why I always liked the Archie Sonic, like, in both canons. Like, the old canon was doing its own thing, but maybe a little too far, but hey, it's very unique and whatnot. And then in the new canon, they relied more on the games, but hey, at least they used a lot of game elements from, like, the more obscure stuff, like characters from Tails Sky Patrol and all that.
Yeah, and I didn't mention this in my Sonic 2 thoughts, but I would like to see Sonic written in the games and the comics, how he's portrayed in the movies, because he's very awkward, he doesn't know what's going on, he said a few one-liners, but I do find him a lot more relatable.
Yeah, I'm all for that. In fact, this kind of reminds me of an idea I had. Like, if there was the idea of a Sonic Adventure getting the remaster treatment, then updating Sonic's storyline would be more like, this is like around the time it's been like years since he's been on Adventure, since the Genesis days, so he's just a little rusty with trying to get back into heroing again, which would explain, why the Chaos Emeralds keep getting snagged away by Robotnik.
I don't think they go that much in the backstory, but whatever.
It's just a thought. Oh well.
But yeah, speaking of Sky Patrol, can we move to the next rabbit, or do we have more cream vanilla stories?
Yeah, we can move on to the next one. Like, the next one's not that much to talk about.
Yeah, Karatia or something?
Karatia, I think that's how it's pronounced. But
yeah, talk about obscure, jeez.
Karatia, a character from Tails Sky Patrol, and yeah, Tails Sky Patrol showed up there, and that's it. The only time she came back was in the new timeline of Archie Sonic, where oh yeah, I see it right there. She's pretty much more updated and redesigned to be more sleeker, and she's still one of Wendy Witchcart's minions that goes after Robotnik. But yeah, it's just this whole big story arc with Nagas and his sister Wendy going after Robotnik's Eggman Land during the events of the Sonic Unleashed adaptation. So she sends her minions to do the job, and it's kind of interesting with how they depicted Karatia in the comics. She's kind of a bit like a ditzy character, like, kind of acts like, oh, she's all loopy and stuff. Not quite crazy. I'd say more drunk would probably be the best way to describe it.
Well, look at her classic look. She looks so derpy. That's a perfect personality.
Yeah.
She kind of looks like an old 1930s Mickey Mouse cartoon character.
Yeah, I was about to say, it really looks like those old classic cartoons.
Yeah. But yeah, aside from the loopy personality, she can still be a serious threat, and it's kind of interesting how in Archie Sonic they gave them all like extreme gears rather than like the fancy go-karts from the games.
It's kind of weird because if Sonic Riders, you actually do have more than enough gimmicky airboards, so they probably could have had a carrot-shaped airboard if they wanted. Oh well.
Well, I mean, the board she has, it kind of looks carrot-shaped-ish.
I guess so. Oh well. But yeah, they definitely updated her look. Which, I mean, if you like the more sexy look, that's good, I guess. But I kind of prefer her derpy look. It looks so derpy in the classic look.
I do want to point out that picture of Karatia in the Tails Sky Patrol. They accidentally colored her ears red as if it was part of her bow.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Oh,
but yeah, that is the weird thing. We never see Karatia out of that card. She's just like stuck in there.
Guess we'll never find out.
I don't know why Archie Comics made her so sexy.
Because they know their customers, and that's melting, man.
Well, I'm sure that wasn't the intention to draw her like, big boob bunny lady or whatnot. It was just, let's just update her and like imagine what she would look like in a more updated Sonic design.
Fair enough. Okay, move on to the next one. Or does anyone has a big story about Karachi and how difficult of a boss fight she was in Still Sky Patrol?
I never got that far as Tails Sky Patrol because I found that game incredibly hard because the Tails constantly colliding into stuff and dying.
Yeah, I didn't get very far either. I think I made it to the first boss, but yeah, I never experienced Karatia's boss fight.
Yeah, that game is very difficult. It's like a it's like a precursor to Flappy Bird, actually, now that I think about it.
All those fairground those games where you have to move this thing through this metal pole, and if you buzz it, you lose.
Yeah, I also never got to the first boss. And it's so weird because it looks like a kid, more kiddie than usual. Like, this is the kids' Sonic game, even more than the regular ones. But oh boy, well, it's only at 4 levels, I guess, so that's why it's so difficult.
Maybe that's why it took them forever to get it outside of Japan, because it was originally a Japan exclusive title and then got ported to a couple of Sonic compilations.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose, speaking of Rabbit Girls and Archie, should we move on to Bunny?
Oh, yeah.
Sure, why not? There she is.
That Southern gal, yep.
The CTM version and the Archie version.
Yep.
So the CTM version, SATM version, however you want to pronounce that, was voiced by Christine Cavanaugh, I believe.
The same on Dexter's lap, and that's always the voice I hear when she talks.
Yeah. Funny enough, like, when I hear Bunny's voice in SATM, she sounds more like an old lady. And I don't know why. Like, I know the voice actress and whatnot. It's just, her voice for Bunny just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, she does sound a bit like Dexter with a southern accent.
She's always been a very funny character. They only very rarely utilize her, which is very frustrating because she's one of the more powerful characters, but I don't think she has even a single episode about her. I mean, she has a little bit of a storyline where she loses her robotic arm for a moment, but it's not even, the episode's not even about that, really.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, the whole deal, like, she's like half Moby and half roboticized. And the weird thing about it is that they never show it happen in Sonic SATM. It only happens in the Archie comics.
Yeah. She gets very little focus.
That episode where she gets de-roboticized was more about Chuck than it was about her.
Yeah, pretty more warning before. But yeah, I guess we have to explain what's going on before people who don't know about CDM. But Sonic has an uncle, Chuck, who's completely turned into a robot. Sonic always wanted to rescue him. So Sally, their freedom fighter leader, finally finds a cure for it, so they use it on Bunny, and it works. So Sonic immediately uses it to save his uncle. But then with Bunny, it immediately comes back again. So gives Sally the warning that Chuck might be returning him to turn evil again. That's basically the plot of the episode. The only one that has Bunny as any kind of plot-relevant part, as he's just as a warning. Poor girl. But yeah, Antoine is the only one that gets any focus, and I hate him.
Yeah, poor Bunny. Yeah, in terms of design, I kind of like how she looked like in Archie Sonic, because I like the kind of updated look, with the hat and the jacket and whatnot. Yeah, kind of a shame that was taken away when she came back in the new canon, with a more simplified design in the new canon.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of liked the bulkier prosthetics she had in the SATM, but I suppose the sleeker designs look pretty cool as well from the later comics.
Yeah, especially the colors. I personally kind of prefer Bunny having the yellow fur and whatnot as opposed to the brown fur.
There is something we should, probably shouldn't talk about. But I'm going to.
I think I know what you're talking about. That thing that happened in issue 150.
No,
boy.
Bad?
No, I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're referring
to. Okay, let's not talk about that.
Bad things are coming.
All I want to say is the picture on screen of her from the Archie comics pre-reboot. she canonically has children in the Archie comics.
Oh yeah,
that part of her seems to be robotic.
oh yeah, the Light Mobius universe, yeah, where we see the offsprings, Antoine and Bunny.
But I feel like, at least canonically, like that part of her is still organic because her tail is. Her tail is still organic.
Yeah, it's weird.
If it was attached to robotic parts.
Well, I feel like it just kind of depends on what the artist is doing, because, like, I noticed, like, sometimes, like, they draw, like, the pelvis being roboticized, sometimes it's just the legs being roboticized, so who knows?
Now I feel less bad about my own terrible continuity. I'm as good as a professional comic book artist.
There you go.
Yeah, there she is, yeah, Belle de Colette, or whatever her name is, yeah. I know her name's Belle, because of course.
Was she born with a robot leg?
No idea. They never go into that. Why her and
Claudine
are half roboticized.
Roboticization genetic?
And that's how you make a cyborg.
She did come out of a robotic vagina, according to the other picture. So.
Oh my god.
I think we're going too deep now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Meaner than a one-eyed snake, to quote Bunny Rabbit.
I guess so. Luke, you have any opinions? Yeah.
Although I don't read a lot of Archie comics, I got into it quite late, and I was quite surprised to see Bunny hooking up with Antoine, who in the cartoon is depicted as this silly, cowardly character. And I was like, how did that happen? I just like. Antoine's now this badass swordsman, and like he's got this character development going on or something.
Yeah, character development. That's weird in Sonic.
And Archie Sonic Antoine has quite the big character development. You know, starting off a bit cowardly, but later becomes a lot more braver, and he starts to form a relationship with Bunny Rabbit, and eventually the two get married, which is it's a nice little wedding. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, although, like, in terms of backstory, I actually kind of like how it's portrayed in the new canon, because in the old canon, it's basically just, Robotnik SWAT bots came and threw her into a portable roboticizer, and Sonic and Rotor tried to stop the machine, and they did, but she was already half roboticized by then. So, in the new canon, it's a lot more tragic, where it shows that she was damaged during Robotnik's takeover of Mobotropolis. So, with no further options, Chuck decided to try out, experiment the roboticizing process, so that's how she got the robotic arm and leg. And during most of her childhood, she's mostly just stuck in a wheelchair because she's still trying to get used to the mobility of, walking and using a robotic arm to move around. And eventually she gets used to it, and just like in the old canon, they hook up with Antoine and eventually get married.
All right. I was surprised they still had darker elements like that in a later Archie. I thought Archie constantly got attacked from being too dark.
Yeah, that is a bit of a misconception with the new canon. Thinking like, it's a lot more lighthearted and stuff. Like, no, they still have a lot of like serious moments here and there. Like Bunny's new backstory, and especially with other characters like Clove and Cassia. Those are definitely some of the most tragic characters in Archie Sonic's new timeline. But they're not rabbits, so we're not going to talk about those.
But I don't want to hear too much about Archie, because one of these days we're going to do it on live, probably. So it's more fun for me to discover that then.
One day, yeah.
That's gotta be very taunting. So many issues. Oh well. Let's move on to the next. What else do we have? Johnny Lightfoot, look, you have anything to say?
I know very, very. I can remember very little about Johnny because he was one of Sonic's friends who he was a pretty cool character. He's got this star thing, and he was one of the few characters that got killed off because he was killed by Chaos.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, their adaptation of Sonic Adventure was really dark compared to how it's usually told.
That's how I thought how it goes in the game, because that's how I was exposed to Sonic Adventure, because I thought that Chaos was this alien warrior who got turned into a fish thing that could talk. But yeah, I mean, because this Johnny's death, this did affect Sonic, because he doesn't want anyone else to die, and also this got reference in some sort of anniversary issue that I got at a Summer of Sonic convention, which Sonic Adventure, they erected this statue of Johnny, and then a time portal opened, and Sonic from the very early issues of Fleetway, along with all his friends, turn him, along with Johnny Lightfoot, who notices the statue in the distance. And I don't think he knows it's him, but I think deep down he knows it's him, and he secretly knows what his fate is.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, my memories on Fleetway Sonic's a little rusty. I mostly got into it thanks to Sonic Scan F when they had a section of comic scans before they nuked the whole thing. But yeah, I think Johnny Lightfoot's an interesting character, and I do like the weapon that he usually wields, that whatever it's called.
I have no idea. I haven't read it too much. I guess you kept it neither.
I know very little about the Fleetway comics. I know about, like, Crazy Supersonic, and I know, like, Sonic's kind of a dick to Tails. And I also know of the time that an assassin tried to kill Big the Cat, and it didn't work. Because Big the Cat is such a fucking badass that... Like, the guy shot Big, and he caught the bullet.
Well, he is voiced by Duke Nukem.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but the whole deal with Big and the assassination, I think that only happens in Sonic the Comic Online, which is pretty much the unofficially official continuation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Big only has, like, a brief cameo at, like, the very last issue of Fleetway Sonic, is from what I remember.
But yeah, I do like that moment of the assassin trying to kill Big, and Big just catches the bullet, backhands him, and then leaves.
Nice.
Yeah, the one thing I always found fascinating with Fleetway Sonic was their portrayal of Robotnik, which, like, basically, they used his Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog design, but gave him the personality of Saturday AM Robotnik, being a lot more, like, serious.
Also, I felt that Jim Carrey's Robotnik is a bit similar to Fleetway's Robotnik.
Oh, really?
I can kind of see it, yeah. But yeah, it's kind of a weird, interesting parallel. Like, oh yeah, Fleetway Sonic, we get Adventures of Sonic Robotnik acting like Sonic Sad AM, and then in the very early years of Archie Sonic, we have Sad AM Robotnik acting like Adventures of Sonic Robotnik.
Yes.
but eventually he starts to act more like Sad AM Robotnik, but yeah.
Took him a little time to get accumulated to all the crazy stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh well. Just more fun when we start and witness all the madness, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's enough on Johnny Lightfoot, I suppose. Which only leaves us with Rabbit Girl from Sonic Boom. She's a teenager, and she acts like a teenager. Anyone has anything to say about her? I love her name. Defected. Oh, she's just a bunny girl.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen any Sonic Boom episodes involving her. Although, funny enough, I recently decided to bite the bullet and just buy the complete series of Sonic Boom on Blu-ray. It's like, oh, okay. I guess after the Sonic movie 2 softened me up, it's like, okay, I guess I'll try and give the show a second chance and not just stick with the 5 random episodes I saw during its prime.
Fair enough. But, yeah, I don't think she ever had a big part, which is probably why they never gave her a full name. But yeah, it's such a perfect example of everything I hate about modern Sonic, about just having such names. Like, oh, it's just Rabbit Girl, and just like Sonic 4 should just have the city as an environment. We ain't doing any world building here, folks. Just, here's character we need, I guess.
Yeah, quick, we need a rabbit character, just because.
But yeah, that's Sonic Boom's rabbit characters, which only leaves us to one final rabbit, I think, and that was
one of them. I know someone's in the comments bringing up Bun's Rabot, the anti-Bunny Rabot.
Oh,
but yeah,
we
we can focus on the one we have planned right now. Yeah.
But first, I'm getting the Big the Cat assassination fight on screen.
Excellent.
That's relevant to what we're talking now, but.
I haven't gotten far into Sonic the Comic Online, but judging from the art style, yeah, that's definitely from there. It's a lot more cleaner than how Fleetway Sonic is usually drawn.
Yeah, it's a different art style, but hey, I like it. It's pretty awesome. They have like not unofficial continuations of Archie comic and Sonic the Comic. That's kind of cool. They kind of live on like that.
Yeah, it's nice.
But yeah, so we have 2 rabbits left, and the one you wanted to talk about, and someone from the comments, the anti-bunny. Gonna have to
We might as well, since we already talked about the regular bunny rabbit. Yeah. I guess we'll just start with Thorn. Well, they're both kind of like not much to say, but I guess we'll just get Thorn out of the way. So yeah, Thorn the Lope, just a rabbit character who's a member of the mercenary freedom fighters. Basically, it's just a bunch of a group of freedom fighters themed after Robin Hood. And yeah, not much to say. She was only in a story arc involving the Chaotix, and yeah, her design is kind of cool, I guess.
Fair enough. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of having a Robin Hood style characters. That fits very well. With I always like the idea of having like little thief groups and all that. It gives like a
I suppose it does predate Sonic and the Black Knight with Sonic characters in a medieval setting.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yes and no. Like, well, basically, so before that, like the Freedom Fighter group thing, that was yeah, that did come first, because like at first there was like Robbo the Hedge, which was Amy's cousin, which was basically a green Sonic dressed up like Robin Hood, and then he got replaced by Bo Sparrow because of the whole lawsuit. So yeah, who's also a Robin Hood character. So yeah, in a way, like yeah, the old Freedom Fighter group themed Robin Hood group that came before Black Knight, and then the new characters that were added, the new canon, came after Black Knight.
Okay.
What a shame. We never used her there.
It's kind of weird. It seems like a lot of these like rabbit characters in the Sonic universe, they're always designed with the ears like behind them and not like in front, like regular rabbits.
Yeah, and as Saucer Sauce in the comments said, the rabbit character's ears are backwards.
Yeah, that is kind of creepy looking if you look at it like that.
Yeah, I think Bunny Rabbit is the only exception because she's.
I think it's because their ears are always like flopped behind them, and so they still have. So it's kind of like maybe their biology is different, so they have like the inner ears that way.
Good point. They are aliens after all, so they can have all the biology they want. They don't have to obey Earth laws.
I always thought the ears were behind them just to like act as hair.
Yeah, that's pretty much the artist's concept, but could be that. Yeah.
It's not the fact that the ears are drooping behind their head. It's the fact that, like, if their ears were to stand upright, they would be facing behind them.
Yeah, I think we saw at least that happened once in a Sonic X, where Cream's ears, like they spring up, but it's just behind.
Oh wow, okay. So the animators must have known. I thought, ooh, this is a little awkward. Let's not have her on screen for too long. Guess we have to pay attention for that when we finally get back to Sonic X again.
Yeah, it's a brief scene that happens back in season 1 somewhere. I can't remember which episode.
Oh, we already missed it. Whoops. Why didn't you tell us before?
Well, that was before I became more involved with the Sonic X discussions. Usually, I just get out of it to just do your guys' thing.
Fair enough. Okay, guess now we talk about the evil bunny or anti-bunny.
Yeah, we talked about Bunny Rabbit, so we might as well briefly talk about the evil Bunny Rabbit in a way. Yeah,
she's
Bunny's Rabbit. She's a bit evil, but basically, there's not much backstory to her. Basically, like, oh yeah, she's part of the evil freedom fighters, and then one day Scourge decided to be an asshole and just leave her for dead, and then she got diagnosed with NIDS. The same thing that Maria was diagnosed with. So thanks to Dr. Kingdumb, the good version of Robotnik, he helped Bun's Rabbit with a new power suit, which is what's on screen, the Omega Care suit that keeps her alive. So yeah, which is funny because this was like around the time where they still struggle with trying to get Omega into the comics. Like, oh, okay, we'll use a repaint there, and we can get away with that for a while.
How I would have done then anti-Bunny Rabbit is that all of those should have been roboticized except for her arm and 2 legs.
Yeah. But yeah, she was a regular rabbit. Yeah, she was a regular rabbit for the longest time. And then, like, her final appearances, then that's when she got stuck inside the robot suit. Yeah.
And basically became
the only time I remember her was from I believe Hedgehog Havoc. I think she briefly appeared there.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, because
I think that's where that first picture comes from.
Yeah, that was her like reintroduction with the Omega Care suit when Sonic and Yeah, Sonic and Amy travel to like the anti-Mobius, and that's when they read Rosie the Rascal, the evil Amy Rose.
All right. Oh, those evil alternative dimension stuff. How fun.
Yep, all those things. I know, like, some people would complain, like, oh, there are too many characters. Oh, they're just recolors. I'm like, well, hey, at least here they're, like they come from an alternate universe, like the evil counterparts, which is like a very common thing in comics. So that's a lot better than your typical stuff on DeviantArt, like, oh, here's a picture of Sonic repainted red with blue shoes or whatever.
Yeah, and if they already have an evil dimension, and I guess you want to see more characters of it. I mean, you already have Scourge and Fiona, so might as well get the rest of the cast included.
Yeah, especially since Scourge is pretty much a fan favorite with people. But even if they haven't read the comics, they just like the idea of Sonic being more of a badass in some ways.
Up until they made a comic about him, then they really canceled it. Aw, I want to see that, even if it wasn't.
Yeah, Scourge Lockdown. Yeah, real shame. Now I really like that. We got to explore more of the Destructsucks and reintroducing obscure characters we haven't seen in a long time. But yeah, that's a whole other different thing, yeah.
What a shame. Yeah, I guess we're through our rabbits now. Sorry, what was I going to say?
I was just saying, yeah, it was a tragedy.
Absolutely. Oh well, but yeah, now Ken Penders is making trouble about the new Sonic movie again, so I'm kind of getting tired of him.
Oh, yeah, he pitched quite the bitch fit over the whole deal with Knuckles having a father. And he's like, oh, that's my character. And I'm like, dude, the guy in the movie looks nothing like freaking Locke from Archie Sonic.
Yeah, but Knuckles is not allowed to have a father because...
Ken Penders... when I saw the other echidnas, I thought, oh god, Ken's gonna complain about this, isn't he?
Yeah, I knew it was gonna happen. And he was bitching about it before he saw the damn movie.
Oh, did he even see the movie?
Yeah, he eventually did see the movie.
Alright, I did see him rant that Sega should stop making games and only make movies now. And with him in charge, of course.
This just in, Ken Penders threatens to sue Australia for having real echidnas.
And those echidnas have fathers sometimes. All the time, actually. Ooh, how dare they?
He's gonna sue all the real-life echidnas that gave birth and whatnot.
Only I have the concept of like, a echidna being a father. I want to go easy on the guy, but he's very annoying lately. Yeah.
Well, I do have one interesting theory. Like, so the comics have Locke and whatnot. What about the games? Like, what if Locke was somehow Knuckles' father, or at least great-grandfather? I could kind of see that.
I don't know enough about Locke to have an opinion about that.
No, I was talking about Patrick Kamek from the games. Like, what if he was related to Knuckles as a father or whatnot?
Oh, no, that would be interesting. Okay.
Yeah, when I saw baby Knuckles on the movie, I was immediately reminded of your Sonic Adventure parody with all the echidnas fighting the Chow. And you see little baby Knuckles screaming and falling over.
Oh yeah, shame they didn't use that original idea you had for Baby Knuckles.
Yeah, that idea. That scene was going to be much darker. Yeah. I don't know exactly the details, but he was actually also gonna fight Chow. But,
yeah, from what I remember, it was the original idea was Baby Knuckles was like showing up after the Chow were already defeated, and he was just kicking their dead corpses, and the modern Knuckles was like, "Yeah, go mini me" or something like that.
That was a joke. Yeah, but I thought it was a little too dark. Mean-spirited. So.
Yeah, a little too dark. Yeah.
Although it would have been funny.
Yeah, I guess you got your wish now with having to do a Baby Knuckles parody for eventual Sonic Movie 2 in minutes.
Although now he did spoil other parts of the movie. Sorry, folks.
Hey.
That's super important, I guess.
Oops.
Oops.
I do kind of like how Knuckles makes it up that it's a tragic story. Like, oh, you think your story's tragic? My story's way tragicer. Even though his entire backstory is just that all the echidnas want to murder all the owls. Like, oh, they wanted to kill her, and then she fought back. How tragic!
Now I could just thought so. Like, yeah, like
all over a flower.
Yeah, I could imagine that for a parody. Like, oh, Sonic, my backstory is tragic. Like Knuckles, like, no, mine is very tragic, and then Tails, like, no, mine is more tragic, and it's like,
and Tom was like, no, my story's tragic.
Yeah, it's just this big list of like, oh, my story's tragic. No, mine's tragic.
And so it's like, my story's tragic.
Crazy Pete has the most tragic backstory.
Yeah, Crazy Carl. Yeah.
Crazy Carl, that was it.
Poor Carl.
Yeah, his crazy. Yeah, his tragic backstory is. Yeah, I'm not gonna mention it. It might spoil the movie.
Yeah,
Sorry.
can't go into that. Okay, are we going into the manga? Did anyone have a chance to read it? Because it was a bit of a last minute.
No, I don't know if anyone can put up the scans here on Discord.
Fair enough.
I read it.
Damn, I read it.
Okay, I'll have them all on screen.
Hackers. I'll quickly dump them onto Discord here.
You will be happy to know that I'm not going to claim anything as a JoJo reference.
Yeah, we finally found something that doesn't have a single JoJo reference in it.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
Well, I mean, I could make a joke that eggs are a JoJo reference, but the less a JoJo fan talks about eggs, the better.
That's an in-joke I don't get, but I'm sure it's very funny.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna Discord was putting them out of order, so I'm putting them back in here.
All right.
Okay, almost done here.
All right. All right. I got them all on screen now. Well, I mean, I got the pages one by one on screen.
Okay. So I assume I'll have to do the story synopsis for this.
I'm afraid so, since you're the only one who read it beforehand, and the captain maybe.
Alright. So basically I might as well give a quick context here. So yeah, Sonic Dash and Spin, Japanese exclusive mangas, never got released in US, and over the years I've been trying to get them translated, which has been a very, very, very slow progress, but it's getting there. I'd say I'm about 85% complete. I only need like 3 stories from like the translated pages that someone already gave me and what I could salvage on the internet. Anyway, so this particular story, I picked it out because it involves eggs. So it's like, oh, okay, something related to Easter, but interesting little surprises. So basically, Sonic and his friends find a bunch of these eggs, and Knuckles thinks that they could probably hatch like the mystical Chow, and Robotnik hears this and plans to sell them, thinking they might be worth a lot of money. So they try to take care of the egg. Sonic tries to keep it warm by pointing a magnifying glass from the sun to try and heat it up. And it's like, no, you're trying to burn it alive. And then Knuckles is like using a towel to rub it like, oh, hot friction. And then it becomes like so shiny that he sees his own reflection. And of course Amy's the only one's like, oh no, you need to give it love. And then Robotnik shows up in a Chow costume. He's like, oh, I'm a Chow parent. I'm looking for my Chow, but they don't buy it. And then all of a sudden, Robotnik pulls out a fucking gun. It's like, give me an egg. Like, it's a freaking realistic gun there. And then eventually, like, Sonic's like, no, it's my egg. And then he chops it open and like, oh, nope, it's an accidental egg. So he just eats the yolk. And everyone's like freaking out because they thought that he actually killed the Chow. It's like, well, it's not really a Chow egg, is it? And then so they get into a tussle, and then the others hatch, where Knuckles' egg is like this little dinosaur. Amy gets a ghost somehow. Tails gets a Chow, it looks like, but then it's like this weird Chow centipede hybrid. And with all the monsters coming out, Robotnik grabs an egg, and then he starts freaking out. It's like, oh, this will unleash the devil. But then it turns out, oh, nope, it's empty. And then the story ends.
Probably a reference to those toys you get in Japan out of those vending machines. Like, what are they called?
Gotcha
yeah,
balls.
That's the ones. Gotcha ball. Probably a reference to that. Well, yeah, that was random as usual.
It's really chaotic.
Yeah, in a way, I suppose like how we all treated Chow eggs in the Chow Garden. Like some of us will probably like try and cradle it. Some of us will try and throw it. Like we don't know how to like properly open it.
Yeah, nobody tried to fry one yet.
Yeah, they would just like grab it and kind of move it around a bit. Unless you're Robotnik, who just shakes it up and down.
Go Yoosh.
Yeah, what do you go?
Yosh.
Yeah, lots of wacky stuff here. I just find it hilarious. Oh, go ahead, Captain.
These Dash and Spin comics are just so fantastically crazy and weird and incredibly Japanese.
Very Japanese. Especially
very,
eating
very
the egg. It really reminds you of Goemon or something.
It's so weird. It's like, oh, gotta keep the egg warm. And the first thing that comes to his mind is using a freaking magnifying glass to heat it up.
He just watched Toy Story.
Yeah, Toy Story, yeah. Or the Ant Bully. Yeah, anyone remember that?
I remember.
Oh,
it.
jeez. I've never seen that movie, and I had forgotten it existed until you said it.
If I haven't seen it either, I've only seen the trailers.
And now we'll forget about it again. It's kind of weird to have Knuckles being a narcissist in this comic, but yeah, it's probably more gag-based than really character-driven this time.
Yeah. And then, of course, yeah, Robotnik's disguise dressed up as a Chow. Don't need to big
gun out.
What was that?
I'm just saying, then he gets a machine gun out.
Yeah, he just pulls a freaking machine gun out of nowhere.
It's also satisfying Sonic just immediately kicking him, but oh, it's obviously Eggman, because so often in those cartoons, they always fall for all the costumes. Sonic just immediately kick.
I kind of like that joke in particular, because it's like Eggman goes to all this trouble to disguise himself as a Chow, and they just see through him immediately.
Yeah. It's kind of like the reverse of the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog old cartoon show, where Sonic's the one dressing up all the time. Guess Robotnik tried it for once. It did not work. Poor Robotnik.
Yeah. He gets beaten a lot. He gets beaten up a lot in the Dash and Spin mangas, yeah.
I love it. How dry he looks while he's flying. Like he's really just helplessly floating in
Whee!
the air. Awesome art style, yeah.
Yeah.
But I do like seeing Amy, like, actually being the responsible one. She's, like, actually taking care of her egg properly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not that it helps that much.
Yeah, now that I think about it, we never see how Tails would take care of the egg.
Well, he's
Yeah.
shown together with Amy, so I guess he agrees with her, because they both look annoyed at the others.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
true.
I
Yeah.
guess it's implied Tails would be doing the same.
Yeah. Yeah, then eventually they crack the eggs open with all the different outcomes they get.
Yep, man, crazy manga. But that makes it kind of hard to talk about it, because it's just random stuff happening. You're kind of like,
Yeah. I find it weird how, like, there's this one panel where, like, you know, we're about like, oh, give me the egg, and Sonic's like, hey, don't be so loud, it's just an egg. Yeah, he's like, oh, calm down, it's just an egg, and then immediately karate chops it.
To show how little he cares.
Yeah, he was just that hungry.
This comic is so, like, very weird, because, like, you never know what's going to happen on the next page.
No.
And that's the beauty of these mangas. Yeah.
It's just like Knuckles' egg hatches and a dinosaur comes out. So you're like, oh, I get it. So they're dinosaur eggs. But no, only Knuckles' was a dinosaur egg.
Yeah, because Amy somehow got a ghost in her egg.
Until
Yeah,
the most
ghost
terrifying
egg.
Chow monster ever.
Oh, yeah, so the centipede Chow art, yeah.
And Tails has this weird Chow centipede.
Yeah.
I've also noticed
No,
that.
wait, no. Just one more thing. Yeah, Chow Centipede. If that's not in Sonic Frontiers, I'm not getting the game. Make it happen,
Oh.
Sega. Make it a freaking boss you can encounter. Like, forget the giants. Make it this the real boss.
As I was saying, I've noticed that when Robotnik fears that the devil might come out of his head, it kind of looks like a Final Fantasy summon, like Bahamut or something. But I suppose, like in Final Fantasy VIII, where Sora's like if you rub a teapot or a lamp or something, the devil comes out.
Rub a teapot and a devil comes out? What?
This is a very long time ago. I was watching a Spoony One review of Final Fantasy VIII, and he made this joke about like rubbing a lamp or teapot or something, and the devil comes out.
Ah. Yeah, so yeah, my only experience with Spoony is when he used to be involved with a Nostalgia Critic and the channel Awesome. I haven't seen his own videos, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
I did see it. It was pretty awesome. Although
He was one of my favourite YouTubers back in the day, but then afterwards he kind of burned out in recent years.
yeah, that's a shame. Spoony used to be
Yeah,
pretty funny,
hasn't he
yeah.
gone like completely MIA, or did he just stop making videos?
Well, I think he does streams now, and he's pretty much addicted to Twitter.
That was the last news. Yeah, although yeah, I don't know, but it's a shame. He was very talented. Yeah, I did enjoy his Final Fantasy and what was the other series, like the PC adventure series?
Oh, Ultima.
Ultima. Yeah, he had a nice retrospective on those two. Yeah. Okay, I guess we're kind of done talking for today then, are we?
I guess so.
Yeah, it looks like it.
All right, fair enough. Well, I'll try to work further on Sonic Dissected on the movie as soon as we get more comments. So if anyone watching our stream right now wants specific things to be discussed or explored, go ahead and tell us in the comments.
Yeah, go ahead and shoot us with questions and whatnot. If there's any Archie Sonic related questions, yeah, you know who to contact.
And of course, a parody is also coming. Already got a script because it's very parody-friendly movie.
Yeah.
Although my script's a little long, so I'm kind of intimidated to start working on it now. It's gonna be a lot of work.
Yeah. Oh, which parody is it?
For Sonic Movie 2.
Sonic Movie 2. Not Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh yeah, also intimidating.
Oh yeah, and also we're gonna get a Kingdom Hearts 4 in the future.
Yeah, they dropped the trailer for that.
But the pressure on, yeah, maybe I should really start working on Kingdom Hearts 3 and just figure out a way to be more...
Yeah, Sora living in a suburban flat.
So,
Yeah, look very weird.
R.I.P. to Sora's clown shoes.
Oh yeah, now he's wearing like regular shoes in the trailer, yeah.
It's so weird
And
to
speaking of Kingdom Hearts and things that died in 2022, Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a real shame, yeah. Yeah, especially since like the few times I've actually come out and done my Gilbert Gottfried impersonation. I think I tried writing down a short memo or at least a poem dedicated to him, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. It's something just just what I can think of at the top of my head. It's something like so many ways he's done with his voice. Even through the years, we'll never forget. He made us laugh with his unique choice. Rest in peace, Gilbert Gottfried. Yeah, something like that.
Very nice impersonation. Yeah, it's a shame Yago never shows up on my parody.
Yeah, maybe you'll contact me for the Kingdom Hearts parody future thing.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, wasn't he in one of your Kingdom Hearts parodies? But no, it was Donald Duck who threw Jafar's lamp into the lava.
Yeah. I watched the first event on video. Yeah.
Donald Duck is also a challenging voice to get right.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Kingdom Hearts, I just realized it before we started the stream. Someone decided to make a fan-made Smash Brothers moveset of your version of Sora from the Kingdom.
Yes, that was really good.
It was very shocking.
Yeah, I thought it was really nice.
I haven't seen this. I'd like to see this.
All right.
It's called.
Does he have the backyard key?
One of his victory taunts for winning is the backyard key spiel.
And he has
Excellent.
the coconut move.
Coconut! I think it's called Super Smash Brothers LOL Toon Sora. That's what the video's called.
I'm looking it up quickly, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. I was very surprised.
Yeah, I
to see
definitely
that.
love interesting ideas they had for Sora's movesets.
Yeah, I'll post the link later when we finish with the stream.
Pizza's here. Need Doritos double pepperoni.
But yeah, back
pizza.
to Kingdom Hearts 4 and the realistic thing. It's like, yeah, it makes me think, like, if there's gonna be, like, Disney worlds for Sora to explore, I imagine it's gonna be, like, I don't know, like, stuff from, like, Disney's catalog of live-action films.
Yeah, all right.
Hopefully
yeah,
we
like the
finally
city
get Star Wars.
Yeah, it's invaded by the Galactic Empire or the First Order.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we get Star Wars, we get High School Musical, and we get The Devil and Max Devlin. You know, that one Disney film from the 80s where Bill Cosby played the devil.
He goes up.
I'm still looking for.
Where's some Joe pudding?
I'm hoping for an Old Yeller chapter where you have to fight Old Yeller. It's-
You have to fight Old Yeller as a boss fight.
No. He's been possessed by darkness. No.
Oh my god. Oh, Roger, that has to be in your Kingdom Hearts 4 parody.
Yeah. Gee. I feel like you already did that. I feel like he already did that before. I think it was in like a top 5 worlds in
did.
Kingdom Hearts or something. Yeah, there was that, and then there was a Defura's Face. That was that propaganda cartoon of Donald Duck living a life as a Nazi.
Yeah, and Ernest on Splash Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very obscure thing, so no wonder Melting Man loves that cartoon.
Yeah, interesting choices, yeah. Yeah, like that. I'm sure if they did somehow get High School Musical in the Kingdom Hearts 4, it'll probably just be like a series of mini games like they did with Atlantica and Kingdom Hearts 2.
One of the most hated levels.
Oh yeah. At the end of that Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, Donald and Goofy they see like a blue flame, and they're like, "Oh, it's you!" And I was just like, wondering if any of you will probably think who it might be.
Yeah, I imagine it's Hades, because like the whole deal with like Sora disappearing and trying to find him. So it's like, oh, maybe he died and went to the underworld. It's like, no, he actually went to the other underworld or whatever. It's yeah, Memory of Melody kind of explains like near the end about some something about an unreality or the other side. It's kind of makes me think the next game might be a bit too meta, but we don't know at this point.
We'll see. But I'm shocked we even have a trailer so far. So fast. I was expecting it would take another decade or something. Then again, the game could still take a decade. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3 was revealed how many years in advance?
6, apparently.
So there you go.
Yeah.
It still takes so long.
Yeah, so perhaps it'll take 13 years for Kingdom Hearts 4 to come out, because, you know, Kingdom Hearts has a thing for the number 13.
13!
And yet Kingdom Hearts 4 already showed more gameplay than Sonic Frontiers did.
Yeah. Yeah, 13 years. Or if there's a 13, if they... I'm kind of bummed. If Disney somehow got the rights to Sesame Street, then they could just have the count show up. Yeah, 13! 13
Disney does own Sesame Street.
What's that?
Disney does own Sesame Street.
Yeah, because they own the Jim
I
Henson
did not
Company.
know that. Wow.
Because they own the Jim Henson Company, which involves both the Muppets and Sesame Street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was just the Muppets, weirdly enough.
Oh, why don't they have Miss Piggy summon yet?
Yeah. Miss Piggy!
They could make her a Keyblade
Oh my-
Master.
Yeah.
Oh my god, can you imagine
Actually,
like
like
a
goes,
Muppet
"Hi-ya!"
world?
on the bad guys.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like a Muppets world in Kingdom Hearts where like
Oh,
you can
that'd
never
be
see any
awesome.
And
characters'
Sora
legs?
turned into a Muppet character.
That'd be hilarious.
It's 2D side scrolling and like you can't see their legs.
And while the
That'd be
Resettler are
hilarious.
constantly mocking your gameplay.
Yeah,
Oh
like
my
they need
God.
to get. Yeah, that needs to happen. Yeah, they need to get like Star Wars. They need to get the Muppets, the Sesame Street, and whatnot, and yeah,
The
maybe
Simpsons.
and maybe get Gex in there because I mean Square Enix.
They
owns
also
it.
own Fox as well, so they could have Sora go to The Simpsons.
Oh yeah,
That's what
the
I just said.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's more of just a me thing, but I think it'd kind of be cool if they like went to the Page Masters world. I know, that was a
Oh.
film produced by Fox, but I don't know if they owned that. 20, yeah, maybe I can't remember who owns the film.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
they could go to Alien.
Oh yeah, Ridley Scott's Alien.
And Sora goes, "Get away from her, you bitch!"
I mean, like the robot toy in Toy Story. Like, yeah, he did that, and then he just does the same thing in the Aliens world. He hijacks the robot suit.
Why not? So, possibilities plenty for Kingdom Hearts 4. So, looking forward to that.
Ah, yes. And who knows if this game will actually come out first, or if we're gonna get another Kingdom Hearts game that's like, oh, we gotta play this first before going into 4.
Possibly. A new mobile phone game, perhaps. Who knows?
Oh yeah, the missing link one, yeah.
Or another half a chapter. We'll see. But yeah, I think that concludes our stream for today.
Yeah.
So, see you guys next time. We'll have hopefully a Sonic movie dissected up until then. And I hope we finally go back to Sonic X next time. Depends on
Yep.
how tired I am.
Ah, yes. Sonic X
See you
and whatever.
guys.
Have a nice Easter.
Goodbye.
Have a nice Easter.
Cheerio.
Yes. Cheerio.